Good evening and welcome to Monkeys with Fire. So then, it is the beginning of a new month, and that of course means I have the distinct pleasure to introduce this month's sponsor and of course this month's brand new project. And this month's sponsor is Gangfight Game Studios with their Blackwater Gulch Western horror skirmish game. Yes, we are doing a Western again, which I can't wait to get involved in because this is a very different style of Western because it's horror. So we're going to take a look at their entire range of miniatures. We're going to look at the skirmish rulebook. We have some of their concept artwork. We have 3D renders that we can show you in real time. So lots and lots to show tonight. Okay, so this is Blackwater Gulch, and as I explained, it is a Western horror skirmish game, and it is designed by Gangfight Game Studio, which the designer, Tim Klein, I'll just open the book up here, will actually be joining us at the end of the month. Thank you very much, Valkyrie, for submitting your postage. So we'll take a look at the credits. As I say, this book's been designed and the game's been designed by Tim Klein. But taking a look at the sculpting credits, there's quite a few names there that I recognise from obviously miniatures from the past, I don't know, 20 odd years. Certainly at the back of the list here, Bob Naismith, I recognise his name from some of the classic Games Workshop Citadel miniatures range. So that's instantly sort of said to me, hey, this is we're going to have some interesting minis here. I can't wait to look to add them. Good evening, Nixton Minis. We're just taking a look at Blackwater Gulch from Gangfight Game Studio. So looking through the book here, what sort of struck me was this is a skirmish game that has been designed to get players playing the game as quickly as possible. And that's all an absolute bonus for it. It doesn't overcomplicate itself with fiddly rules. What it does is it wants to speed you through to have this fight at the OK Corral sort of setting, in with a heavy dose of the sort of supernatural. Thinking of Wendigos and werewolves and cursed elements. So it's all nicely laid out. It sets the scene as to what's been happening at Blackwater Gulch. It tells us about the various sort of factions that are within the game. Some nice artwork throughout, as you can see how the miniatures can be painted up. And then what it does is we look around, we have an idea of what the town looks like, and it gives us the main areas. So this of course then inspires your creativity as far as building scenarios and give us all the details, to which then it also expands upon the local area so that you can go further afield than just within the Blackwater Gulch area. And what's basically happened is Blackwater has become a lucrative area for mining. Miners and prospectors have come in and basically woken an ancient evil, and this is now starting to seep out. So there are fights between the lawmen and the outlaws, but then we also have the beasts and we have the cursed group, all fighting against one another. So it really is a good sort of mix of different factions. And then pretty much it starts telling us how to get involved in the game. And as I say, it's very easy. Essentially, it's a 3x3 game board. Position yourself a variety of scenic buildings, outcroppings, whatever sort of takes your fancy and works within the setting of the game. And then it's a skirmish of a handful of miniatures that will form your gang. To which you may notice some of the characters bear a resemblance to characters from popular culture that have that Western feel to them. I think we'll look at those in a little bit more detail later on. Giving us an idea of the various model sizes, heroes, henchmen, minions, and then going up to from standard, large to massive minis. So we can see there we've got, I think that's the Jersey Devil, and we have some sort of Wendigo in there, along with, that looks like a character who's got a chainsaw attached to his arm. I wonder who he could be. And then getting into the sort of the meat of the game, explaining game terms and common rules. If you're familiar with skirmish games,
thank for everything you do.
All of this will be pretty sort of self-explanatory and very, very feel the same as other games you might have played. And thank you very much, Archimedes the Fallen. I really appreciate that. So yes, your miniature will be on its way tomorrow to you. Congratulations. What's a nice little feature on this game is you have loot, and we've actually got the pack of loot cards here. So whenever you take an objective, or when you are able to knock out a character, you're able to search through them and pick up whatever they've dropped. Very sort of video game styled. And if we take a look, get an idea of some of the things that you can pick up. So what have we got? Oh, a stack of cash. An unholy blade. Crystal skull. It's very Indiana Jones. Gun belt. So of course these all can be given to your characters, and they can then enhance your character's abilities within the game. So two-handed automatic rifle there. Tomahawk. Bowie knife. Jackalope horns. Ah, so here we go. Now we're starting to get some of the beast elements. Or werewolf fang. Leather vest. Holy relic. Nice comfortable boots. Oh yes, this is what everybody should have in their pocket. The Grimoire. Bible. Aztec bracelets, dynamite. We've got quite a few here. Oh yeah, loads of great weapons. Lumberjack's axe, sledgehammer, machete, Templar's ring, silver bullets, snake oil. That's very thematic. So loads of great items that you can pick up during the course of the game. Of course, these obviously need a good shuffle. Knuckle dusters. Yeah, so definitely the brothel tokens. They're the ones we want. Okay, so then moving on. So then it basically goes through how to play the game. And as you would imagine, game turns is initiative, deciding who's going to go first, activation of your models, and then general upkeep. And your actions are what you would expect: move, attack, hide, capture objective, pick up loot, change equipment, reload, consume an item, or use your prayers, powers, and abilities. And then it starts to break down each of these actions and how they actually work out within the game. And it's quite simple. There we go. 2 pages deal with movement and pretty much running, jumping, stairs and ladders, tackling and falling, and flying. Everything is covered quite easily. Go on to attacking, choosing weapons, types of attack, ranged combat, melee combat, defense and hiding, and then looking at terrain and cover and how that affects play within the game. And of course, because of the nature of the game, the types of buildings that you can have, you could have spend a lot of fun. You can either get these as the pre-designed ones, or spend your time with a little bit of the foam board, maybe some hobby matchsticks to start building up. That's a really nice board there. I mean, you've always got to have a church, you've got to have a saloon, you've got to have a sheriff's office. Yeah, that's good stuff. Dealing with morale, how to win, some special rules, and then that is the game. So it is not a huge number of pages to basically get yourself into. You could you could read this through and be playing it as you pretty much read. But it starts to then break down the various factions within the game. So we're looking at some of the characters from what is the Cursed starter pack. This is the Bell Witch. So as you can see, she's got lots of potions there to be able to be thrown. I guess this would be the fire water. What I'll do is we'll click through the concept art and then we'll start taking a look at the actual miniatures themselves. So we then have Charlie Graves. So I don't know whether he's the grave digger or he has literally just come out of the grave, looking at his face there. And then this is the Eater of Hearts. This is Fester. This is Jacob. And the Jersey Devil. So if we take a look then, I can actually show you the miniatures. So here is the Cursed starter pack. And we can take a look at some of those minis as well. So we have, there's the Bell Witch. Aha, and there he is. We'll have to put him there because he's quite a large model. So that is the Jersey Devil. So you can see he's a cursed hero, she's a cursed henchman. And in fact, we have another cursed henchman, Mr. Creeper. Oh, he looks cool. Should we take a look in and see what these are like? So you can already see you've built up a nice little faction here with these characters. Oh, I actually did miss one character. Let's just jump back. And that is Miss Lavo. And yes, there we go, Mr. Creeper. So let's see how... Oh, and Rake. Is that a lot? Oh, the tall man. Haven't got the tall man to show you. But that is the lot. So let's take a look at some of these characters. So we'll take a look at the starter pack. So the starter pack straight away gives you 5 characters. which we've already seen the concept art for. Just to open up the box. So what's nice is you get your character stat cards. So you can see their health, their range, melee combat values. And so pretty much using the artwork that we've already seen. So quite a unique set. And then let's take a look at the actual miniatures. So this is Miss Laveau. I'm going to have to alter the camera setting as we come on in to take a look at her. So let's just bring that in. Right, so she might be a little bit bright because of the fact that she's a metal miniature under lights here. We've got a nice sculpt there. She's definitely going to be an interesting character to paint. Again, something that I'm always looking for is different characters, different styles. So the idea of her having that slightly sort of cursed, I don't know what sort of voodoo style to her. I think that might be quite interesting. So you've got a staff, and you've got her arm just to be glued on in. So she could be definitely interesting. I'm thinking a female version of, what was the name of the character in James Bond, Live and Let Die? Can anybody remember? So this is Rake, I think. Let's take a look. The Rake, indeed. So, anybody a James Bond fan? Hello, Happalap Blap. Thank you very much for following. How are you this evening? We're just taking a look at miniatures from Gangfight Game Studio from their game Blackwater Gulch. We are looking at the Cursed faction, and this is the Rake. And he's quite a cool mini. Look at the size of those claws.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nixton Minis. So I'll be sending out your giveaway item tomorrow. The Rake's cool. That would be very different. I wonder, some sort of pallid flesh. Well, this is the good thing about it, Haplap, is that the purpose of these product showcases is to introduce viewers to new miniature ranges, because there are so many out there. You can't possibly know them all, and this gives it a little bit of focus. Who is this? Because he looks like he has a skull with a spinal cord. He looks like the Predator. Let me find the card for him. There he is. This is Fester. How awesome. So I think obviously you've got to take away this bit of metal here from the bottom of the cord, but wow. And of course he's got an arm to be glued onto the side. and has Happer Blappers has pointed out, never heard of this particular range. So actually I should direct you, go to type in exclamation Gangfight, oh sorry, exclamation Blackwater Gulch, all as one word, and you will get the details to be able to go and look at their website. So who's this going to be? It's a guy with a top hat. They like top hats. So this is Charlie Graves. He's got his arm attached there, so I like him. Maybe he can be the character from James Bond. So that's Charlie. And then finally, this has got to be the Eater of Hearts. There we go. So he comes all as one sculpt. With his 6-shooter and his knife, and it's a nice sort of fur cloak. Some sort of, you know, prairie dogs or wolves, or a bear maybe. So that's the starter pack for this faction. But I'd say you can of course then start getting some of the additional characters to build up your gang. So let's take a look. So we'll take a look first at the Bell Witch. Again, nice character card. Nice and easy to see what faction she's with. And take a look at the mini. There she is. So again, just got to glue her arm into place. And then we move on to, so that's one henchwoman. But if we take a look at the next one, which is Mr. Creeper. And he's quite a unique character. He's got the wings in there. Looks very sort of vampiric. Good evening, WTF Online. Hope you're well. So I think this guy definitely is a sub-assembly project. We've got positioning for the wings on the back, but we can get all of the paintwork for him done first off. And then here are his wings. Yeah, I like him. I wonder, so he's bare-chested. Looks like he's got a few sort of knife marks in his chest. Got a long sort of ceremonial type sword there. think interesting little mini. Great detail. Well, okay, so talking about detail, because Gangfight Game Studio has been very kind in sharing with us the 3D files used to create the miniatures. So this is the 3D sculpt of one of the miniatures. This is Jacob, and he looks like he's got a bag, a sack on his head. He looks like he's got a noose. Yes, of course, he's cut himself down from the hangman's gallows and decided not to take the bag off his head. But he's going to deal out retribution. Maybe he's dead. Maybe that's the point. So if we can zoom on in, so we can start seeing the detail on the actual sculpt. So yes, you can quite clearly see that noose around his neck. And I think he is dead. There's definitely a dead look to his eyes. So we just... I think I can come around this way. There we go. We can see the behind him. The final miniature of the curse set, which is the Jersey Devil hero. And this is when it's one of the larger miniatures. So again, we've got lovely artwork. And then this is a full resin piece. So we do have a detailed base where we can see the devil's past lunches. And we've got some really nice wings here, lots of detail to them. In fact, this miniature is going to be quite a large one. There he is. Got his tail. So in fact, yeah, so there's quite a large base there. No, it's nicely, it's very impressive. This is a good mini to paint a good little project, and again, just very different from miniatures that we're so used to. That's the great thing about the setting of this game. You're familiar with the Western aspect, sure, but because of the horror and the cursed sort of aspect to the game, we can bring in characters that you're not familiar with. And they can make really interesting, fun projects. I see. So these are its horns. This is its tail. Doesn't look like much cleaning is required on this this sculpt. It's actually really nice. Excellent. So that's how they're suggesting it'll look. I don't know, it's a kind of a mix, isn't it? It's a opportunity to paint a sort of demon stroke horse. That could be quite an interesting project to work on. This is the Beast Starter Pack. These are the Wormwood Wardens. So we got these in colour. And this is, oh gosh, I've got to say this name. Kamazotas? Kamazotes. That's as close as I'm going to get. So it looks as if it is a bat, Native American sort of hybrid. Maybe there is some sort of mythology behind this pairing. That's definitely an interesting character. Okay, then we go on to Crackrats. Crack. Yeah, sounds like a bird. So, and he looks almost sort of shaman-like. So this is the animals more in human form faction. And then onto Nandi. Nandi's easier to pronounce. Obviously this is a bear. So again, maybe these are related to Native Americans who have taken on animal forms. Again, interesting project. Snarlfang. Would that be a cougar? Am I right in thinking that? Some sort of wild cat? This is Tonka. Obviously the buffalo. And then Wampus. And I'm thinking Wampus is the sort of the Wendigo, because as far as I'm aware, is the Wendigo the North American equivalent of a werewolf? If anybody is from the US, can you clarify that for me, or at least correct me? And we'll bring this one to the side here. So I've already started looking at Wampus. So here again, he's a three-part mini. Got to glue his arm in, and then we've got to put the top section of his body onto the lower section. So that's how he goes together. Let's take a look at the rest of the set. So again, we've got all of the stat cards for all of the characters that we've just taken a look at. Get Snarlfang there. Ah, this is a character we didn't see. Or was he renamed? So we got the werewolf, we got the bat. Oh no, we've got the bear. We've got the cougar. He looks like another bear character, doesn't he? Okay, let's take a look. Okay, who's that going to be? It looks cat-like to me. I'm going to say it's the cougar. Yeah, so I think that's Snarlfang. So he's got his is Winchester rifle. Would that be the equivalent? Winchester is American. Good evening, Malenif. How are you? We're just taking a look at the range of miniatures from Gangfight Game Studio. These are miniatures from their Western horror skirmish game, Blackwater Gulch. And we're taking a look at the Wormwood Wardens, which is the Beast Starter Pack. So these are all bears and bats. So let's get the appropriate card. So we've done Wampus. Okay, oof, this is a heavy mini. Wow, this is just solid metal. He's got a staff. I am going to go with the bear on this one. I'm going to say it's Nandi. But he's a big guy. Again, I think this is would be a very interesting pack to do. Okay. Yes, because here's our other bear who is doing this more sort of slashing motion with his arms. So this is Yakwahe? Yakwahe? Yeah, I use the Vallejo. Are you joking with me, Lorna? I mean, he definitely isn't the average bear. And there's certainly no picnic baskets. But yeah, we can call him Yogi. I'm good. I'm cool with that. Well, I mean, if I say it as it's spelt, Yakwahe, he, Yakwahi, Yakwahi, Yakwahi. That's as close as I can possibly get to what I think it might be. So we're now on to, and I've got no idea how to pronounce this one properly. Oh, actually, it's actually not that hard. Kamazots? Kamazots? So if the W is silent, Yake. Yake. Yeah. So Kamazots, we'll go with that. And again, so it's another winged creature. Oh wow! But it's very, very sort of like a porcupine on the back. And then, of course, bat-like features to the face. Let me change the... Oh, that's better, isn't it? Hold it there. Again, wearing American... I mean, I don't know, what do you call it? It's kind of the beaded... Is it beaded or bones, or... It's like a breastplate, but... So Ultra Squid, hello, and you've got the answer for Wendigo. So Wendigo is like a werewolf in that it can be a man driven mad to become a man-eater, but it's not a man that literally transforms into an animal. So a Wendigo would still be man-formed. It's just a very, very mad man. Right. Is that some Google researching, or are you a fan of the of this sort of style of I guess mythology, isn't it? We got his legs, and then 2 sets of wings and arms. Wikipedia research. Thanks for dropping by, Deco Girl. Have a good evening. So that's a really good set. I like those because I think that they all pose quite a unique challenge. So that's the group. Again, I think you could do some really interesting colour schemes. And yes, it does look sort of cougarish, the cat. But then so does Wampus, so yeah, 2 bears, 2 cats, and a bat. I'm pretty sure it was the bat, the cat, the penguin, but maybe that's something different. This Outlaw starter pack is named the Tranquility Crew. And this is Adam James. So he likes, it looks like he likes guns. He's got a nice big rifle there. Yeah, he's looking cool. Somebody you wouldn't want to mess with. And this is a character who looks like he is etching out of wood a figurine of a dinosaur. And his name is Alan Blackburn. Yeah, I wonder what sort of dinosaur that would be. Okay. We'll move on. This young lady is simply called Brooke. She looks quite a sort of life form and looks very acrobatic, very dancerish. Very small pistols. I'm thinking maybe she's more the weapon than the actual guns. And this is Captain Reinhold. I think the only thing he's missing is a brown coat. Is nobody jumping at the clues here? Let's see, we'll keep going. This is Dr. Simmons. So, an outlaw gang with a doctor. That's interesting. I'm sorry, I don't really remember Bonanza. Are you teasing, Lorna? Maybe. Okay, so we got a mechanic called Julie. Looks like that wrench is very shiny. And then we have a very elegant lady called Madame Laura. And then Nina Blackburn. So maybe she's married to the previous Blackburn with the dinosaur. And then the Reverend Shepherd. And if you guys haven't got it by now, shame on you. At the actual set. So there we go, the Tranquility Crew. So this is the first 5. Again, got our cards. We've seen this artwork already. So that is the group that is within the pack. This is Kaylee. Sorry, I mean Julie. So her other arm has the wrench. Okay. And then moving on, this looks to me to be Captain Reinhold. It's quite a heroic pose there. Definite gunslinger. Who's this? This looks like the Reverend Shepherd. So we do have a Bible. Along with a massive rifle. And he can be giving sermons as laying waste to those before him. Hello, Rhyme. We are taking a look at the Tranquility Crew. And I've forgotten the name of this character. Let me just take a look. This is Alan Black... No, not Alan Blackburn, sorry. Adam James. So he's the one who likes his guns. Definitely got a hefty gun there. Oh, go on, in there. In. And the last one is the good doctor. There he is. Very gallant with his cape. Okay, so that is the starter pack. There were a couple of characters extra to make the crew. Got an extra one here, which is the Nina Blackburn. Here she is. So she was the one who was potentially married to the dinosaur etching guy. And yeah, she's a multi-part. Let's just get her top torso, I guess. Ah, so she's got a hat on her back there. We've got firewater, we've got rifle. So she just needs to be attached to the waist. These are good size, they're definitely, you know, a good 32mm, generous 32mm miniatures. So this is Ashton Campbell. And it does look like he has a wind-up chain saw kind of device attached to his arm. And that's definitely a boomstick there. So I'm sure he's well equipped to handle various creatures spilling out of Blackwater Gulch. Okay, moving on. We have Colin Buchanan. And then J.W. Clarkson. Now, I certainly know is it Jeremy Clarkson? I know he's having hard times at the moment, but he's really he's really letting himself go in. This is him now. And then we have Janie Bauer. Rufy May. I am scared of her. Yes. Very scary woman. And then Tiny, who doesn't seem too tiny to me. You can see a collection of the characters there. Okay, who do we have? So we got Janie, we got Rufy May, we got J.W. Clarkson, Colin Buchanan, and Van Dyke. Okay, so this is Janie Bauer. Maybe she's relation to Jack. Ah, again, nice sort of period dress for her there, which of course allows for lots of really great blending. So yes, she'll be good fun to paint. That's Janie. This is Rufy May, and she doesn't look as scary as in the sculpt as she does in the character art. So maybe they decided to sort of tone down how possessed she looks. Okay, and of course she's got a crucifix-styled dagger, holding it aloft. This looks, yes, Colin Buchanan. This is, of course, J.W. Clarkson with his bear trap. And then finally, it is Van Dyke. The old gunslinger. So that's the grouping in the starter pack. And then we do have one extra character. And that is Ashton Campbell. He seems to be a perfect character to go up against the beasts or the cursed set. So there he is with his mechanical chainsaw and his boomstick. So these are some of the miniatures, what they can look like when they are professionally painted. This is one of the bandits. There's obviously lots of detail that you can bring out from the sculpts. Again, another bandit character. Of course, that's the good thing about it. These are characters that can have worn outfits, lots of dust and tears and scratches. It's worth watching TV shows. Oh, what was that HBO show that's not Westworld? It's like Tombstone type thing. Oh, I can't remember its name now. Had Timothy Olyphant in it. Another bandit. Oh. Yes, with Ian McShane. Yes, I can't think of what it's called. Wasn't it Timothy Olyphant, Ian McShane, Powers Booth? He was in it as well for a while. Was really famous, really popular. Deadwood, thank you, Lorna. That's exactly it. Yes. So that's the type of series you could watch a couple of episodes of that, get lots of inspiration for the color schemes for these characters. So these are the black-eyed children that were part of the Kickstarter. They look quite malicious. I think there's another one. Yeah. I don't think I would want to mess with them. And there's the third one. And there's Brooke, painted up nicely. Ah. And who does he look like? Now we've just been talking about Deadwood. I love the painting detail on the stock of the rifle. Ah, there we go. There's the lawman that we were looking at the render for. These are all really, really nicely done. And oh, here we go. So now we have some zombies. Well, I did say it was a Western horror, so... So you really can have a lot of fun painting these miniatures up. I think that might be the final one. No, looks like we can go one more. There's Tiny. So I think that's probably a good place to end the stream tonight. So thank you very much for joining in. Always a pleasure. Hope to see you tomorrow evening. Usual time at 7 o'clock. So thanks once again. Hope you have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye for now.